We've been at this for a while now, so our example page is getting really messy, which means it's time to break it up into multiple pages. The easiest way to do that is using the React Router library, which is going to let us split our app component into multiple subcomponents, wrap those components into routes, and then have links between routes so that we can build a simple navigation between those pages and have React Router basically decide between which page to render based on just the configuration we give it. We start by installing both React Router and React Router DOM. That's because React Router is built for multiple environments and we're currently using it in the web environment. Port browser router, wrap our entire app. We're going to say browser router, which renders a route for exact match, which is slash, to give it a component of homepage. Another route path equals slash error boundary. The next thing we have to do, create all of these pages. Link from React Router DOM as well. So we now have our links here, and if we click on the error example, you can see it shows up and the URL changes and all of that. That's basically it when it comes to React Route. You define a browser router, then inside you just define routes, basically with the shape of your app. Each of those routes uses a render prop to decide what to render when the URL matches that route. Another one I wanted to show you is if you want to, let's say, have URL params, parse them like this. You say this is an ID. You can then take the match prop and render it as match.params.id. As you can see, it renders the number 15. If I change this to say 20, it's going to render. I learned an important lesson refactoring all of that so it's split into multiple examples. One, React Router and React contexts don't like each other. If you nest a context inside the React Router, it's going to stop routing. Two, you have to be really careful with how much you pollute your low-level components with stuff from context. Put stuff in button. It made it really difficult to reuse that button in other places when it's not in the main app context.